In a previous video, I attempted a rebuild of the giraffe that Skizz made a few months ago now, during a round of Guess the Build. And you all seemed to enjoy that video. In that video, I asked the question, why did Skizz's giraffe look like that? I proposed the hypothesis that Skizz's giraffe looked that way because his palette was better suited to a more realistic build than he had room or time for in Guess the Build. So, in that video, I used his color palette to build a bigger giraffe, and came to the conclusion that, at least in my opinion, I think his palette works on a larger scale than he was able to do. Recently, however, I got a comment on that video asking me how good it would be if I limited myself to the same constraints as Skizz had. So, new question. Is it possible to build a better giraffe while under the same constraints as Skizz was during Guess the Build? Hypothesis? Probably. I mean, maybe not me, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So in this video, I will have 5 minutes, just like in Guess the Build. I am pretty sure that this is the correct size for the Guess the Build arena. I'm giving myself no color palette limitations this time, as the point of the previous video was just to test the validity of the color palette, as that was pretty much the culprit of why the build was the way it was. Skizz didn't have to pick the color palette that he chose, he just did. So since the palette was not a restraint for him, it's not going to be a restraint here. I get one attempt just like he did. I have not attempted to build this before, and it says forethought permitted. That does not mean that I actually thought about this very much, which is apparently accurate to what Skizz did, as Impulse pointed out. That was Skizz's theme and prompt. He had objectively the most time to think about it and didn't. And in conclusion, well, we'll see how it turns out. Now, at the beginning of Guess the Build, they do have like a minute maybe to pick out their blocks. I'm gonna give myself 1 minute, and starting now. So I'm giving myself just 1 minute to pick out blocks. This seems like a good giraffe yellow. I think sticking with the terracotta is not a bad choice. And then maybe with some brown spots, because we are gonna go for a more cartoony vibe. The limbo bar can just be made out of anything. I think they're usually white. I think I'm gonna go with just some plain old concrete. Oh my gosh, 60 seconds is not a lot of time. Oh, and the red nail polish. Red concrete. And I think that's everything. All right, 5 minutes are starting now. Oh boy, okay. So I think one change I'm gonna make is that the giraffe is actually gonna be in the process of sort of doing a step. And so it's, the one leg can kind of be back a little bit. And then we're gonna need an arm that's sort of reaching down on this side. So let's build this out a bit. Yeah, I think that's probably like a good arm shape. And now see, we are immediately, I should have moved this whole thing forward because we're running out of room. We'll do this. This is fine. Oof, yeah, I definitely should have anticipated. I mean, it's a giraffe. I should have figured that there would need to be more room for the neck, perhaps. Yeah, okay, so it's very much the face that I've kind of messed up on a lot. And we'll have a little tail there. Okay, not awful. I'm gonna say it's not awful. You know what, maybe we can make these... no, I don't have time to make them thicker. It's like, I'll make them thicker and then the white concrete will look thin by comparison. We don't have time for that. We just gotta go. I would also like to point out, the theme was, like, animals doing human stuff. I don't know any humans who paint their toenails while doing the limbo. Oh yeah, it's got a mane. Yeah. Mane of hair. Spots. No, that's wrong. It's so much harder to do spots in a confined space. Is this how eyes work? I don't think so. We've cut off the head. This is bad. Yeah, eyeballs should have stuff under them. What am I doing? That's not a giraffe. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, so, point taken. That is not a lot of time. Now obviously some inspiration is taken from the build because I have seen people build this before, and I did also technically do a build that was sort of like this. Getting the body shape is so hard. I messed up the pillar here. I really screwed myself over when I put the head into the wall. Like, I had all this open space over here, and for some reason I started it in the middle. I failed to put eyes on it. The spotting is not accurate. I don't think I would have figured out that this was a giraffe. I was gonna put this in here. I'm just gonna put some buttons on it because it makes me sad that they're not there. There you go, buddy. I'm so sorry. It looks kind of like a yellow dolphin. But there's no blowhole. So obviously it's not a dolphin. Yeah, giraffe's not better. But at least it's yellow now. I mean, that is a very fair point that the commenter made. If I had been under the same restrictions, I would not have built the giraffe that I built in the previous video. But the point of that video was mostly just to see if there was any merit to the color palette. When put under a time constraint and a space constraint, it doesn't work out as well. So yeah, in conclusion, no, not really possible to make a better giraffe in 5 minutes, at least not for me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, even though this was on the screen for most of the video, thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much to the person who made that comment. It really piqued my interest, so that's why I wanted to make another video, was to challenge myself. And it was a fun challenge. I promise I'm not just gonna make all my one-off videos about Skizz's giraffe. It's old news at this point. I really just wanted to answer that question for myself and for all of you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below if you've seen someone do this better, because I would love to see someone do this in 5 minutes. It's hard. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!